All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the New York Jets and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. First down, it's Darnold. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Here we go. Boom, 90.
Second down and 10, Darnold. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Here we go.
And they'll run it here. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Darnold. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and learning all off-season about our season opener opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
Here we go now.
Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Miles Jack in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit.
Right? And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Robbie Anderson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Now, this is a crew. They've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. They go play action here on first down. And they didn't wait long to take a shot there, that's for sure, but it falls incomplete, and it's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, You've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
All right, now, look at 56.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to. He rifles one that's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. And Charles, he's able to dive in there in a short yardage situation.
Just find a place to get to the end zone. Didn't matter where it was, but once he did, used his nose for the end zone and dove in.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
No, check, Patriot.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. Showed off the juke, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6-yard line. The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week. 12 carries, 122 yardage-wise, and a score as well.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. And they've got it here with a 1st down. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They get it to him running left. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point up and through. And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play.
Hurry up, here we go. 3.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take it.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we would be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
Leopard!
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Wide open receiver complete. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 42 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Detroit!
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Now he's flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. And they'll go on the ground. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Avery Williamson there to make the stop. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. They'll drop to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things.
And this is caught at the 8. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound...
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Nyheim Hines, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field.
They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a second.
He's got daylight. The 40, 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Robbie Anderson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Jets get the quick strike touchdown.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Offense.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Now it's Hines. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Well, he's been the guy already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to let it go deep, right sideline. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. He'll drop to throw. He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way down to the 27. A big third down play there for the Jags. 42 yards.
Similar to a slant, it's all about timing when you're throwing a crossing route. Quarterback and receiver have to be in sync, and when they put it on them just right and catch it full speed.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Looking to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. In for the score. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. And Charles, the defender, was there. He just didn't get it.
Sometimes these plays turn into basketball in a sense. With 2 guys going up for the football, which guy's going to box the other away from it and grab it?
Yeah, I know you hear it a lot, but it's just the will to get it, right?
Oh, without a doubt, the will as well as some really nice touch on the ball that was thrown.
And some talent, too. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense trots back onto the field, and we shot our Madden spotlight on Sam Darnold. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, first and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
On first and 10, Darnold. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And on the ground they go with a running back. He finds an opening past the 40. And down to the 16-yard line. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for first and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Darnold from the red zone now. And Anderson's got it. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Miles Jack in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So they come away from this opening drive in the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Leopard! Leopard!
This is Hines. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
They run again with Hines, trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12.
He's going to float this one deep right side. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, the Davises and the Goddins get...
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. I'm coming! All right, now, look at 56.
They run with Hines, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They get it to him running left. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Hines. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. They'll set up a throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. As his guys are in for 6, and the Jaguars have moved out in front.
4th and goal, and they found a way to throw it in the end zone for a touchdown.
And these defenses, they just like 3 downs, get off the field. But here they had to go 4, couldn't get it done.
A lot of the time, you're looking up and saying, okay, if I hold them for 3, at worst, I give up a field goal attempt. When they go for it, sometimes it really affects the defense because maybe they're not mentally prepared to go that 4th down.
Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
That one goes for 24 yards.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
A first down throw, Darnold. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They'll start on the ground with Hines. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. Boy, you talk about not playing it safe. Why were they going for it there, Charles?
It's got to be a full evaluation of their team. Do they trust their defense in this situation? Maybe they think they've given all they can in this game and they don't have anything left.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Hassan Reddick in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. Here's Darnold. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll look to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Again, it's Fournette. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They'll set up to throw. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jets are going to get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet 1st down. They'll look to throw. And he's got it complete to Anderson. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. And with the clock ticking under 50 seconds now, he spikes it.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9.
He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
They'll go ahead and take the knee here, and the unbeaten season will continue.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for Jacksonville, the train just keeps rolling 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Tennessee Titans come to town. Meanwhile, for the Jets, the turnaround hasn't materialized as they fall to 2-7. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.